Hey, what's going on? Whoever it is I'm talking to, be it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whoever. Yeah. See, I got my white do rag on, brand new, long tail, digging it. Uh, I'm working on this, that, and the third, but I felt like going on a little rant, if you don't mind. If you don't mind. If you do mind, who cares? So I was just thinking about some stuff, and I came to a conclusion, as I often do. The second the public got high speed internet, we doomed our kids. By the way, if you have young kids, show this to them. They'll get a kick out of it. So, let me explain. Uh, we could talk about, you know, receiving bad information, misinformation, uh, porn, and all types of ills of society. But let's push that to the side for a second. Like, get out of here. I'm specifically referring to the fact that as soon as we got high speed internet, we made it so that our children and our children's children could be lazy and spoiled. Like, even more so than us. Like, cause let's be real. Us 80s and 90s kids. I'm not saying like we were all spoiled, but some of us were. And I wasn't. But what I'm saying is we had stuff, our parents and even some of our older siblings didn't have. Which that's just kind of how stuff works. That's how life works. Ah! That's how this selfie stick works, apparently. Um, yeah, but let me explain. All right, so, uh, when I have my kids over here, the first thing they want to do, well, let me let, let me rephrase that. If, like, besides going to say hi to Grandpa, the first thing they want to do is watch something either on YouTube or, yeah, matter of fact, yes, primarily on YouTube. That's the first thing they want to do. If it ain't play with the Switch, the first thing they want to do is go watch YouTube. What do they want to watch on YouTube? Let's see. And if you don't know what any of these shows are, don't feel bad. I didn't either. Um, for my daughter, Addie and Maya, Trinity and Beyond. That Ryan kid who's richer than everybody I know. Um, you know, basically shows, if you can even call them that, about like opening toys, like, and that's pretty much it. I mean, sometimes they'll build a little story or skit around it, but like that is it. That is that is what these shows about too, and that is the first thing they want to watch, or that's the first thing Serenity wants to watch. My son, all he wants to do is watch speed runs and let's plays of Super Mario 64, a game that came out literally 20 years before he was even born, which I commend him on appreciating the classics. But I mean, what, he doesn't even know it's a classic. And secondly, there are more Mario games than just Mario 64. But that's all he wants to do. And high-speed internet, I blame for this because back in the late 90s and early 2000s, all we had was dial-up. So you didn't have this instant access. You just had this slow crawling beep beep beep. 56K if you're lucky. And don't let nobody pick up the phone, because then whatever you was doing, dead. Yo, so, yeah, there's that. Then, you know, then they want to watch, something on Hulu or Netflix and, or whatever other video streaming service, is available or that I paid for. And, which is fine. My problem is if they want to watch a particular show, they will stick with that particular show every time they come over. For example, my daughter, bless her heart, oftentimes she says, I want to watch Sailor Moon. Which, God, I love her for that because I instilled that in her. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Anyway. But, sometimes, like, I wonder, or should, freaking selfie stick. I'll be like, whether if I paid the Hulu bill, I'll be like, all right, fine, we can watch Sailor Moon. Other times, she'll be like, I want to watch Sam and Cat. Now, I'm already on edge about live action Nickelodeon shows ever since the late 90s. And I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against either Ariana Grande or Jeanette McCurdy. Especially now Ariana Grande. But that be all she wants to watch. And I'm like, girl, first of all, get some variety in your diet. Secondly, then I'll switch to old man mode. Back in my days, if we missed the show when it came on, that was it. We didn't get a second chance. We had to wait for it to come back on. So, my problem with high-speed internet is that, and streaming, is it opened the door for reliable video-on-demand services. Which is a gift and a curse. It's a gift for us because, we have, as adults, we have lives. We have schedules. We have stuff to do. We not going to get to see our shows when they come on a lot of the times. Ooh, and I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Oh, yeah. So, being able to catch our shows whenever we want to, that's great. The curse is the fact that all our kids' shows are available at the drop of a hat, too. Is it a hat or a dime? At the drop of something, kids can watch their shows. Excuse me. And if you gotta sit there and watch it with them, oh, that can be Chinese finger torture. Man, this thing is already 10 minutes. Um, so yeah, curse you high speed internet and streaming and video on demand. Secondly, but hold up, getting back to, catching shows when they came on. If you're watching this, you probably know what a VCR is. Video cassette recorder. For those sitting in the back in the nosebleeds. Um so I had a few VCRs growing up, hooked up to the TV, blah blah blah. At some point I realized, yo, a lot of the shows I watch come on when I'm at school. This sucks. So I need to figure out a way where I can catch these shows. My brother, who's 5 years older than me, he knew how to program the VCR so that he could record his shows when they came on. We'd be at school or doing whatever. I'm like, I got a choice. I can either miss out on the action or I could learn how to do this crap myself. So at 8 years old, guess who learned how to program a VCR? Me. And that, and that's just it. I put in work to be able to watch the shows I wanted to watch. I wasn't even a whole decade old yet. And I figured out what I had to do to make my viewing experience happen. These kids, they ain't gotta worry about none of that. Shoot. They ain't gotta, not only make sure the clock is right, but they ain't got to make sure they TV or cable box is set to the right channel. Make sure they got enough space on the tape. Make sure the tape is at the right spot to make sure they don't accidentally tape over what was on the tape before that, or none of that. Make sure the clock is right, bruh. Kids ain't got to worry about none of that. I did. Shoot. Furthermore, they have to wake up at like 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning to watch their favorite shows. Sailor Moon, 5:30 a.m. weekdays. Ronin Warriors, 6:30 a.m. weekdays. For a brief period in like '89, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 5 o'clock Saturday mornings. It was only for like one season, then it went back to like a regular time. They don't have to go through none of that. I had to do all that to make sure I caught my shows. But thanks to high-speed internet, they just... Daddy. Dad. Moving on. Also, thanks to high-speed internet, kids don't have to go through the struggle of learning certain things like we did. Which, to an extent, is a good thing. That's great. Knowledge is power. However, yo, correct me if I'm wrong, but like before 1997, and even still a little bit after that, when we wanted to learn something, we actually had to pick up a book A buck, nigga. Dog. And you had to hope that whatever you was trying to find out was in that book. Because if it wasn't, you was just SOL. My kids, even before they learned how to spell, and one of them still can't. Actually, kind of two of them still can't, but um, before they even learned how to write or type or whatever, they were able to find out whatever they wanted to know just by pressing a button and saying a few words. That's it. And boom, the info is right there. No effort involved. All thanks to high-speed internet. Now, when we used to surf the internet, again, 56K, landline. Pray to God that nobody picked up the phone. Shoot, I remember we used to have to print stuff out on paper. Dog, kids can literally walk around with 1,000,001 answers in a pocket. Thanks to uh, wireless data plans and high-speed internet. Are you seeing a theme here? And lastly, when it comes to playing video games, and you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with it? Just give me a second. Alright, so, like I said earlier, my son is a fan of Mario. Um, the problem is, he's only 3. So, you know, being 3, certain concepts are just not going to occur to him naturally because he's 3. But oh, oh my god, look, dog, how can you be that obsessed with Mario and want a Nintendo Switch, yet the second you get on a controller and can't figure out what to do, you throw a tantrum on the floor? Bruh, are you serious? Look, okay, like I said, he's 3. So, he doesn't quite get the concept. I mean, well, first of all, he's only been exposed to so much. Just, not just in terms of video games, but in life in general. So, excuse me. So, there's only so much he knows how to do. The concept of moving your character and pressing an action button at the same time eludes him. And Unique had the same problem. Eventually, she got over it, but I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, so like I said, she had the same problem. Zaire has that problem. Dog. When I was growing up, well, first of all, the first video game console I ever played was the NES. The Nintendo Entertainment System. The first Nintendo system. Known as the Famicom in Japan. Uh, Dog. So, when my brother finally got one, I had to be... I either had to be 4 or I just turned 5. Nah, I'm pretty sure I was 4. I have to check the dates a little bit, but yeah, I had to be around 4. We had one Christmas, I'm pretty sure it was 89 or early, yeah, because it was Christmas, so it had to be 89. My brother got Ninja Gaiden for Christmas. Anybody who knows video games knows Ninja Garden. Anybody who knows video games knows Ninja Gaiden is hard as bricks. And yet, I was playing it. And, I mean, it's still hard. Pause. Ninja Gaiden is still a very difficult game. But at 4 and 5 years old, I wasn't falling on the floor every time I died. I wasn't crying to whoever would listen that I can't beat it. No, shoot. If I died, I'd just be like, dang, I died. Then get the hell back on the game. Cause there wasn't no telling when I was gonna get back on. So I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy this while I can. That boy, and these kids in general, I guess they see all these pro players and stuff online, and these cats doing these speed runs and let's plays and what Okay, back it up, back it up, ah. Anyway, all these players online that they see making it look easy. We didn't have that growing up. Excuse me. I mean, we had that one movie with Fred Savage, but that was about it. You know? So, I blame high-speed internet for making my kids weak at video games. At least Zaire. Dog. Mario. Ninja Gaiden. Sonic. Street Fighter. Oh God, Street Fighter. All had their own sets of challenges. But guess what? I was willing to take them ass whoopings to make sure I learned that game. Because again, wasn't no telling when I was going to get back on. So I'm like, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to get good at it, and I'm going to stay on as long as I can. I'm not just going, I can't beat it. What is that? So, in conclusion, high-speed internet. A boon to mankind, and probably the source of its downfall. So that was my little almost 25-minute rant. Just gonna hit off now. Show this to you kids.